Hey guys, this is Instinct Sphere 2 here. This is my channel. I have two Xbox gaming vids, kind of long, but you get the idea of what it's about. This is my second YouTube channel I've done for gaming. My original I did with my brother. That was Pure Instinct 13. That's his gamer tag, and we worked together on that, and that was fun. But we learned a lot since then of how we want to do things. What does it mean to be a YouTube video game commentator? I'm just kind of learned skills of the trade, I suppose. And I learned how to do it on my own. So now I make my own channel, and which he wants to contribute to as we go along. We help each other out, and so it was just a game I had on Grid. Pretty good game. Domination. Had some nice tomahawk kills. So I guess for my first video, I'm just gonna kind of tell you what I'm about and how I might be different than most commentators. No, you might enjoy that. That was that was a god awful attempt to get another tomahawk kill. Usually, I'm pretty good with them. Not in that case. Well, one of the things that I learned from just watching commentaries, which I hadn't had much opportunity to do since I got back from college, or until I got back from college. I'm an engineer, and pretty much, even though I love the game, I don't have the time during the school year. But I got a long break now, so I'm gonna have a lot more time to do that. And from what I've seen, it's not so much about video games anymore. It's more commentating over gameplay and going on random kind of tangents and telling people about your personal life. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to talk about video games because I love video games. I'm going to give you my personal opinion. I'm going to be vulgar. I'm going to be gritty. I'm going to be rude at times. I'm not going to, be sympathetic or nice to games that I think are god awful or to types of gameplay. I'll call people out when I'm playing a game and say I don't like how they use their style, or, I rant just as much as anybody. But I'm not going to tell you about all my bullshit in my personal life and start so you guys don't have to listen to my problems, because that sounds kind of fucking boring. So I'm just going to talk about video games because there's a whole world to them, and every day there's a ton of crap going on. So I'm not going to post a vid with a commentary unless I got some actually cool stuff to say about upcoming games or what I've liked or noticed different about games that I'm playing. I'm also going to be adding kind of a highlight reel underneath in the description. So if you don't feel like watching my whole vid and you just want to cut to the parts that I think are especially good, or you just want to cut to the end and see the final score, or you just want to just cut to anything, I suppose, you just click on the little links at the bottom, which will bring you to the points in the vid that I think are most interesting. So you don't have to watch a whole 10-minute video and listen to crap you don't want to hear if you don't want to hear it. You just cut to the parts that are especially good. Slowed up a little bit here. I was trying to play a little bit more strategically than I usually do, rather than just run and gun. I really, really wanted to win this game because it was pretty close all the way through. I was pretty much leading our team. I didn't see anyone else on our team who was really making much of an effort or succeeding. I was pissed about that tomahawk. Thought I had him. Tomahawk is probably the most impractical of the lethal weapons you can have, but it's just so incredibly fun. It's such a good feeling once you get that kill. The only time I feel is actually practical is when you're reloading and the guy's too far away to knife him. Then you could just toss the tomahawk. But with the Semtex, you could do the same thing. Granted, you're probably going to die, but if you stick him, you're still going to get the kill. With tomahawk, you have a less likely chance of, actually killing him in most situations, because it's so hard to line it up at a distance. Mostly because of the arc, and because you gotta kind of aim up a little bit because you got to take an effect that's going to drop quite a bit, and also the fact that it's just so slow. So it's almost impossible to really consistently hit a guy who's moving across the screen because you have to lead him so much. It does take a split second to actually make the motion to throw a tomahawk. It's not just like pulling a trigger, so you really got to lead the person you're trying to aim for. It's awesome when a guy is camping and you just want to pop out and throw right at him. That's really fun. This gameplay is actually from a little while back. I was really getting pumped for Duke Nukem coming out, so I was getting back here, really trying to improve my gaming skills and just trying to really get pumped for Duke Nukem. So I was spending a lot of time online and just checking out reviews in the meantime for other games and really getting back into gaming in general because I've been waiting for Duke Nukem to come out since I was a little kid. I'll get into that in another video. I pre-ordered it. I was incredibly pumped. I became a fanboy for it all over again, which I've done in other games. Splatterhouse was another game that I followed for a long time. It had a similar situation where it had a strong following back in the day, back in the 90s, but just, developing hiatus really kind of screwed it up. I'll talk about Splathouse too. That's our game that I think is underrated and I like, but no one else will agree with me. That's fine. I'll still play it. Same with Duke Nukem. No one that I know is really playing it. They'll think it's shit, which is a shame. But that's for another day. Pretty much right now, I'm just playing a ton of Black Ops, trying to get real good, because I'm pumped for Modern Warfare 3. I'm pumped for Battlefield 3. I really hope they duke it out. I really hope Battlefield 3 becomes the COD killer. I'd just like to see that. I'd like to see someone knock it off its throne, just to shake things up. And I think that all the BS that's been happening within Activision just pisses me off. I like to see someone, bring some competition to the table and not see one force just dominate. Camping a little bit here, but since we're losing, I don't really feel bad, especially when I'm playing objectively. Another thing I'd like to talk about too is that whole fiasco with battlecam.com, which is a subsidiary of filmon.com, which is by that super British billionaire who apparently invited a bunch of YouTube gamer commentators and to do an online battle for about 10 grand, I suppose. Or I forget. I think they're actually in the same room. Some of them had to play online in separate locations. I'm not sure, but 10 grand tournament hosted by this extravagant kind of eccentric billionaire who I've heard of before. He's a guy who paid a man who had a dying or sick mother who needed to pay for the medical bills to run naked in front of some presidential speech that Obama was giving. And he got pretty close. He got tackled and was filmed on some cell phone camera. And he had filmon.com painted on his body. Or Battlecam, I forget, one of the two. Whichever he's trying to promote. So he's kind of a unscrupulous guy. I guess he went too far and said in front of the webcam, which is, you can see it's all on YouTube. It's like hour and a half long of him just in front of a webcam talking with other online commentators who are organizing the event. He says that he was going to have an assisted suicide of a Ukrainian man, which got messed up. I've seen some weird shit on the internet. I've seen a lot worse than an assisted suicide too. That's a 6 gal. I love that. But in that context, it's just not okay to exploit it for money and to kind of publicly address that. He claimed apparently a bunch of the gamers dropped out like immediately. You can see it 36 seconds later into the vid. They get a Twitter update that one of the gamers dropped out. I forget who it was. Which I respect. It takes balls to do that to a billionaire. I was fucked there. There you go. That's just some interesting controversy happening in the world right now of gaming, which I'm very involved with. Stay in touch with, or try to be at least. It really is kind of its own little environment, which I like, because most mainstream crap doesn't appeal to me. And now I'm just trying to go all out. Hopefully the Rolling Thunder would be the game changer, but too late. So a good game in terms of how I played. I played very objectively, and I got quite a few kills, quite a few deaths too. Oh shit, I didn't pop up the